The year was 1941. I was a child of 13, blissfully unaware of the war being waged so close to my home country of Hungary. I spent hours of my day at the synagogue praying to the Lord without asking why, until one day someone beat me to it.
Why are you crying?
I don't know, I just feel the urge to cry when I pray.
But why do you pray?
I don't know that either. His name was Moish. A day later, I saw Moish praying at the synagogue and asked him, "Why do you pray?"
I pray to get the strength for the God within me to ask me the real questions.
Recently, I've actually been very unhappy because I couldn't find a master to teach me about the Zohar, the Kabbalistic ways, and the secrets of Jewish mysticism.
This puts a smile on my face, seeing how much you want to learn about our culture. So, I'll tell you one thing. There are 1,001 gates that allow one entry into the orchard of mystical truth, in that everyone has their own gate.
From then on, Moish became the one to lecture me about mysticism, up until the day he left for Poland.
I don't wanna leave. I'm crying. I'm crying. I'm crying. Help.
Moish, still blissfully ignorant of what the Gestapo had in store for him, wasn't aware he was digging his own grave.
I'll tell you when you stop. Yeah, alright, that's enough. Walk uphill, halfway. Halfway! We're very sorry, officer. Shit! Very sorry. Bang! Bang! Oh no! Bang! Bang! Ah!
By some miracle, he had lived. Moish, being the kind-hearted man he was, chose not to flee and save himself, but rather warn us of the danger to come.
What are you talking about? I don't believe you.
You're a Jew, right?
Yes.
Get the guy here. Nazis are coming. They're gonna kill us all.
I don't believe you. Are you crazy?
I'm not. I have seen it firsthand. Nazis kill people. They hate Jews.
Even I didn't
They
believe
think I've
him.
gone mad.
Why do you want people to believe you so much?
I want people to believe me because I only survived because of a miracle. I've seen terrible things the Nazis have done to the Jews. Do you understand me? I'm warning you.
At the time, we viewed him as a pitiful man who only wanted attention, rather than as a dear friend trying to save us from a horrible fate. A few years later, we were all sent to the camps he tried to warn us about, the embodiment of hell on earth, where the devils were both our judge, jury, and executioners. Now let me tell you about the day that defined the person I am today. It was June 20th, the end of the year for us Jews. I was walking up some stairs after finishing my daily requirement of hard labor when I noticed a large gathering of Jews praying.
Blessed be the Almighty.
Blessed be God's name.
Why? But why would I bless him? Every fiber in me rebelled, because he caused thousands of children to burn in his mass graves, because he kept 6 crematoriums working day and night, including Sabbath and the holy days, because in his great might he had created Auschwitz, Birkenau, Buna, and so many other factories of death. How could I say to him, "Blessed be thou, Almighty, Master of the universe, who chose us among all nations to be tortured day and night, to watch as our fathers, our mothers, our brothers end up in the furnaces. Praised be thy holy name for having chosen us to be slaughtered on thine altar."
All the earth and universes are God's. Blessed be God's name. Blessed be the Almighty.
What are you, my God? How do you compare to the stricken mass gathered to affirm to you their faith, their anger, their defiance? Why do you go on troubling these people's wounded minds, their ailing bodies? In days gone by, Rosh Hashanah had dominated my life, but now I was no longer able to lament or plead. My eyes had opened, and I was alone in a world without God, without man. I was nothing but ashes now, but I felt myself to be stronger than this Almighty to whom my life had been bound for so long. I felt like a stranger amongst these men assembled for prayer. After my revelation, I realized that I wasn't alone. Not yet, at least. I still had my father.
Oh my God! Happy New Year!
Hey, Happy New Year!
Yet, just as we finally closed the gap between each other, after being distant for so long, the Nazis took him just a few months later. I remember that night, the most horrendous of my life.
My son, I need water. I'm burning up. My head. Hey, be quiet. Water, Elisa. I said be quiet. Elisa, my son.
I didn't move. I was afraid. My body was afraid of another blow, this time to my head.
Water. Be quiet, old man. Elisa, come here. Don't leave me alone. Shut up! Shut up, you dirty Jew! Shut up! Elisa! Don't leave me alone! Don't leave me alone!
My father was no longer conscious. Yet his voice went on piercing the silence and calling me. Nobody but me. It had reached me from so far away, from so close, but I had not moved. It had been his last wish to have me next to him in his agony, in the moment that his soul was tearing itself from his body. Yet I had not moved. I remained more than an hour leaning over him, looking at him, etching his bloody, broken face into my mind. Then I had to go to sleep. I climbed into my bunk. The date was January 28, 1945. I will never forgive myself, nor will I ever forgive the world for having pushed me against the wall, for having turned me into a stranger, for having awakened in me the most primitive instincts. I woke up at dawn on January 29th. My father's cot was empty. They must have taken him away before daybreak and taken him to the crematorium. No prayers were said over his tomb. No candle lit in his memory. His last words had been my name, a summons, and I had not responded. A few days later, the Americans came to liberate us from this hellscape. Yet I couldn't thank God, as he sat back and watched as this had happened.